The Biden campaign just minutes ago sent out a press release announcing an all-female senior communications team.
What's up, YouTube? It's Young Men's Daily Red Pill back from the video. Thank you guys for clicking on today's video, liking the content, sharing the content, helping me spread this Red Pill message. It is much appreciated, guys. And I'm back from vacation. Appreciate all the new subscribers since I've been gone. I appreciate every single last one of you guys because, as you know, YouTube censors all my content. They censor my channel, they shadow ban me, they remove subscribers. So the best thing you can do to help my content continue to grow is like the video so it can get spread out, and share the content to anyone that you think might find this interesting, fascinating. And if you just want to support the channel, you don't have the money to support me, you know what? Sharing is free, liking the video is free. So I do appreciate all of you guys that do that already. But I just want to put it out there that YouTube has been really censoring this channel, all right? And they're gonna censor it, especially after I put this video out, because this goes against the media, this goes against everything that's being pushed out there, everything that the left wants you to believe in, and the way just America's headed, man. Very difficult times, all right? We're walking a very thin line right now in America. Joe Biden has recently elected an all-female senior communications team, all right? This is news for today at the time of this recording. This happened about an hour ago. At the time of this recording, he elected Kate Beckinsale, Jen Psaki, Simone Sanders, and Karine Jean-Pierre, okay? And Joe Biden has stressed before he even became a presidential candidate, that if he were to become a presidential candidate, if he were to be a president, he would stress elevating women into senior positions of power in the government and in the White House. It doesn't matter if they're fit for the job. It doesn't matter their background on certain policies and certain issues. If they are women, if they have a hoo-ha between their legs and not a ding-dong, then they will be elevated and put in a position of power over a man simply because they were born as a female. All right, this is where we are headed as a nation, and it's very alarming to me because a lot of these women, yeah, they might have positions of power in the past where they were able to make certain policies and do the wrong thing and be successful in that field. But when you don't even consider an entire gender and you only are promoting that one gender, which is the female, to elevate and rise to the top, what happens is you lose a lot of quality, all right? So a lot of people that might be qualified but are men are not going to get this job simply because they are men. And that's where I have an issue. And that's what I'm worried about with this country, because I see this continuing to happen. I see men continuing to be pushed down, all right? While women rise up through the ranks, they take over corporate America, they're taking over the White House, they're taking over the government. While men, you know what? A lot of these men in charge are giving their power away to these women, and what we are going to see soon is the fall of America. We're already seeing it, all right? And a lot of you guys might think I'm crazy. Trust me, this will go down in history. 2020 will be the tip of the ice, just the tip of the iceberg, all right? There's so much more that's gonna happen, but this is just the very beginning of what I believe will be the fall of America.
Again, just worth stressing that this is an all-female team. This is based on the list of names that we've gotten so far. Obviously, the female part is very noteworthy because Joe Biden himself has talked so much about how important he is that he elevate women to senior roles. He obviously made a lot of news when earlier this year he announced, even before he had a pick, that he was determined to choose a woman as his vice presidential running mate. So that, in addition to the fact that we're obviously seeing racial diversity here, that's something else that he has talked about a lot as well.
Earlier this year, Biden announced, even before he had a pick, that he was determined to choose a woman as his vice president running mate. No matter what, he was going to choose a woman to be his vice president running mate. He didn't even know at the time who that would be. He just knew it was going to be a woman. It wasn't going to be a man. For whatever God knows reason, all right? I honestly believe he's just being used as a Trojan horse to push this female power agenda. Basically, the left and these women that are behind the movement, they're just using him because they know he's weak. They know he's a beta male. They know that they can use him to get into that position of power because he has no backbone. He's not going to stand up for himself. He's old, he's frail. He doesn't even know where he is half the time. So what they're going to do is they're going to prop up Joe Biden, all frail Joe Biden, and they're going to tell him what to say, tell him what to do to get him elected, get him votes, get him in office, and then they're gonna push out the female narrative, and they're gonna get rid of men. They're going to push us down. They're going to raise up women and push men down. That's what they're trying to do. That's why they're trying to take over office. That's why they're trying to take over the government. You don't believe me? Watch where we'll be in the next 5 to 10 years. All right, watch where we'll be. Come back to this video in the next 5 to 10 years and watch this video again. I'm marking it 2020. This is the tip of the iceberg for what's about to go down in the future, because we are no longer, due to affirmative action, we are no longer putting people that are qualified in positions of power. It's all about gender, race, all these different things, all right? And I'm a bunch of races, all right? But I'm not here complaining about that. I think someone that's more qualified than me should get the job over me, okay? Just because I happen to be a bunch of different races doesn't mean that I should have that job over that other person that might have more qualifications, because I want the country, I want wherever I'm working to run to the best of its ability, to run most effectively and efficiently. Biden also is going to announce his economic team, and he's already picked a few of his people in charge.
Tomorrow, we are going to be seeing an announcement coming from the transition team that has to do with Biden's economic team. This team is going to be so important because they will be spearheading efforts related to the economic recovery, as so many people are suffering across the country during this pandemic. One name that we have already reported on, we always had been expecting that Janet Yellen, the former Federal Reserve chairwoman, would be named as Joe Biden's pick to be his Treasury Secretary. So that announcement should be coming tomorrow. We also have Neera Tanden, the head of the Center for American Progress. She is going to be named the head of the Office of Management and Budget. And then we also have Cecilia Rouse. She is a Princeton economist, and she is being chosen to be head of the Council of Economic Advisors. So again, there's a pattern here. 3 women who are being elevated to very senior roles on Biden's economic team. This team is going to be so crucial. The work that they do will set the tone for so much of the beginning of Joe Biden's presidency, Boris.
So those are all women in position of power. All 3 of those are women in office for the economic team, and his entire communications team is full of women, and his vice president is a woman. Women, whether you like it or not, and this is what's been going on since the beginning of time, women have always used their manipulation and their mind in order to elevate themselves over men, because they aren't physically stronger than us men, but psychologically they've mastered the ability to get what they want out of men through crying, through emotions, through emotional manipulation, all these different things, okay? And certain men that are in positions of power don't know how to deal with women like this, because they've been emotionally manipulated their entire lives. These men are weak. These men are betas. These men have no backbone. These men will be the type of guys that take a woman out on a date and then they let her choose the restaurant. And they say, it's up to you, baby. Happy wife, happy life, okay? These are the type of men that are in office. They're weak, they're frail, they're fragile, they have no backbone. They don't stand on anything. They have no values, they have no principles. This is the future of America if content like this, content that promotes masculinity, does not keep spreading, does not keep growing. What we're gonna see is more and more female empowerment and more men allowing and handing over all of our power to women who, listen, I have no problem with women. I love my mom, I love my aunties, I love my grandma, I love all the women that raised me. I came from a single mother household. But one thing about women, especially in positions of power, they are going to lead with their emotions, okay? They're going to lead more emotional at least than men, all right? Now, if we're talking about a soy boy, beta male, simp mangina on the left, you know what? They might be about the same, because damn near those men on the left that are beta male, simp manginas, and we'll see it in the clip coming up, those type of guys are basically females themselves, all right? They just happen to have a ding dong too. So at the end of the day, I'm praying for this country, and I hope you are too. But you know, the most we can do is I can just keep making videos like this. I can keep talking about it. I can keep trying to spread awareness to it. But at the end of the day, man, we have to fight back. We have to push, and we have to try our best to, get the truth out there and make sure that people aren't just being put into positions of power based on their gender. And you should be qualified for your position. You shouldn't just be put in a position of power based on whether you're born a male or a female, but on what you can do to help better this country, better the economy. So what does this have to do with the red pill, bringing masculinity back, and the future of America? What does that have to do with it? The reason I'm making this video is because women are always trying to maximize their hypergamy. If you don't know what hypergamy is, you can look it up, but I'll briefly explain it here. It's women are constantly seeking the bigger, better deal for themselves, all right? A man with better looks, money, or status, all right? A man that makes more money than them, a man that's more successful, has more power than the man they're currently with, and they're constantly trying to elevate their status through that man, all right? And they're trying to constantly get higher and higher up that ladder of successful men until they can reach the top, or they hit the wall and then they limit out, right? And then they can't go higher than a certain limit. So when you put women in positions of power like this, they're going to be able to maximize their hypergamy if they have a complete takeover, because then they'll be able to change laws that favor women and women decision making, which means that men will be most affected by these laws in the future, because men will not have a say and women will be the ones that choose who they can deal with, who they can date, who they can throw in jail, who they can accuse of certain things, who they don't want to accuse of certain things, and who's hot, who's not, who's gonna be my beta male provider, who's gonna be my alpha male that comes and bangs me out at night. They can choose all these different men for different things, and they can make sure that those things happen because they have positions of power within the economy in order to put men in jail if they don't adhere to those rules that they've set, all right? So this is what I'm talking about. In the future, call me crazy, but this is where I see America headed if we don't change right now. And we continue to put people in office that fold so easily like Joe Biden and are electing women in charge over qualified men or even other qualified women, all right? Because they're choosing women from all diversities, all backgrounds, all ethnicities. Listen, that's great. And I'm like I said before, I'm very biracial. I have a lot of ethnicities flowing through my blood and my genes. But at the end of the day, I want whoever is most qualified to be in office. And I think it's dangerous when you put people in office just based on their gender, all right? That's just my 2 cents. Let me know what you think about this. And I'll link the full video from CNN below. It's a really cringy video. And CNN, not a big fan of them. And you can tell by this video that I linked, got a lot of dislikes, got a lot of hate. And I'm pretty worried about this country and the direction we're headed, but I'm always trying to have a positive attitude. I'm trying to encourage you guys to keep your voices active, stay strong, keep working on yourselves, keep improving your lives. But yeah, guys, I'm in it with you, and it's kind of not looking too good, but I gotta come with that positivity and that positive message for you guys, because we get a lot of negativity, and what good is that gonna do? We might as well just enjoy it together and figure out ways to have a good time while this all goes down. You know what I'm saying? So love you guys. Drop a like on the video, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications. It helps my channel grow, and as you know, YouTube shadow banning my content, so you will be helping me spread my message. Anyways, I appreciate you guys. If you made it to the end of the video, it is much appreciated. Let me know your thoughts. As always, have a good one, guys. I'm out.
Margaret, I want to start with you. First, your reaction to President-elect Biden naming this all-female communications team.
You know what? There's a saying that goes not just in the private sector, but also in government: personnel is policy. And that's what you see here. I mean, you see Joe Biden walking the walk that he's talked. And it's encouraging. It's encouraging. It's exciting. It's a personnel team that looks very different than the Trump White House. I think it also bodes well for the cabinet looking very different than the Trump cabinet. If you look at pictures of the Trump cabinet, of course, it's a table full of mostly white men. So it's a new day, and it's very exciting. At least for women in America, girls can look up and see that they can have some of the most important jobs in the White House, and that's important.
And that's a Republican speech. So hey.
That's right. And John, I heard you smirk there, so I'd ask for your take, but it seems like it's pretty obvious.
I mean, I'm always delighted when my wife and I can agree. I do think it sends a very clear signal, and I think Jen Psaki is a particularly good choice for press secretary.